What's up, everybody? Hey, we got another video out today. This video, a subscriber on my last video, like on my last long format video, one of my subscribers, or so if they're a subscriber now, I don't know, but they commented and asked me to do a video on why men should have street smart. And I have a list of things. I wrote down because a lot of these things I have on my list, I have experience in my life. I wasn't never no street guy, anything like that, but I've been in areas of where I had to like have street smarts. So these gonna be some tips, to when you out here just out and about. It could be anywhere. You could be at a grocery store, you could be at a school, just anywhere. Just always having street smarts. So the first one on the list is, of course, staying alert. You want to stay alert at all times. You want your head on the swivel. You want your head on the swivel. I say every 2 to 3 seconds. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people ain't got no enemies, but shit, hey, act like you do. Cause you never know people's intentions. People do things to innocent people all the time. So you want to always make sure every 2 to 3 seconds you like boom. Just everywhere. I'm at work, I'm doing this. Like, even though I know it's the same people around me, but I'm still like, I'm like this. Everywhere I go at, I'm walking in the parking lot. Boom. I'm always watching. I'm always watching, staying alert. I'm on point. Every 2 3 seconds. Looking around. Stuff like that. And then the second thing, I already said look at your surroundings. So I said it the last time. So the second thing is no headphones. I got on headphones right now. I just got done working out, but I'm in the house. But when you out in public, setting, don't wear no headphones. I don't advise you doing that. Because now you minimizing your hearing. So somebody could walk up on you, you don't know. Somebody come up behind you, tapping your shoulder. It scares you a little bit. You like, whoa, 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 because you had your headphones in. So yeah, don't wear no headphones in a public setting. And if you do decide to wear headphones, wear one. Just wear one, so that way you can still hear out of another ear. Cause I be seeing people with headphones in public settings. Like, I don't care if we at a grocery store, I don't care. But like, I'm like, dang, somebody like they might have their stuff on low volume to where they can still hear everything, but it's still a safety hazard, out here. But yeah, if you're gonna have a headphone in, have one earbud in, have it on low volume so you can still hear out of at least one of your ears, but you'll still be able to hear out of your other ear as well if you have your headphone on low volume. Another thing, don't be looking at your phone when you're walking out in the public setting as well. I be seeing people on their phones like this. They be walking, they on their phones, like looking at their phone. I'm like, bro, I'm like, hey, you're not looking at your surroundings, you're not being alert, and you looking at your phone. Like, it's not even about people at this point. You could get hit by a car, a car backing out because you on your phone. Boom, you getting hit. If you was on point, you been like, whoa, but now you crossing, you walk in front of the car, the car might not see you, bang, you hit, because you on your phone, looking down at your phone, yeah. So don't be on your phones in a public setting, or somebody can just come up, like I said, somebody can walk up on you. Now it scared you a little bit. You like, oh, I didn't see you there. Don't be doing that. Get off your phone when you're in the public setting. When you're sitting in your car in an unknown area that you're not used to, you're on your phone too long. You'll be on your phone, look, check, all right. Boom, be on point, stay alert. Another thing, always spot potential danger. You might could go, let's use an example. You going to a club, going to a bar, or you're just going to a party or something. Or you just might be going to like a little friendly game or something, or a little festival. Always want to spot potential danger. Like, you see some suspicious looking people, you know, you be like, oh, hold on, this the vibe don't feel right. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. If you see potential danger, if you with somebody, get you and that person up out of there immediately. Even if nothing does go down, you still want to be safe. You know, you don't want to be involved in it. You see something look suspicious, you be like, hold on, something ain't right. You know, that's why I'm saying you gotta be alert. You know, I've been in places like that before, and I'd be like, hell nah, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. You know, even if something didn't happen, at least I know. Even if it was the word to happen, I was out by the time it did. You know, so if I see some suspicious looking people in there, and it'd be like, this vibe feeling funny, I get up out of there. You know, it's what I do. Next thing, you want to watch people's movements. You know, I always watch people's movements, especially like, you know, you might be walking towards somebody. You be walking, and then like, you be walking, the person walking towards you, but like they might have like suspicious movement, like they hand might be in a little hoodie pocket, whatever. Like it might be one hand in there. I'm like, hold on, what you doing? Like I've been in situations like, they probably not even doing nothing, but like, why you clutching inside right there in your little hoodie pocket right there? And then another, or they just have both in there with their head down. So I watch people's movements. I'm like, okay, bet. So I'm watching the movement, so just in case that person were to try something, I could react fast and defend myself. So that way, that's why you can't be looking at your phone. That's why you gotta be, staying alert, because that could happen. You might be on your phone, somebody might be looking suspicious, and they might be having some suspicious movement towards you. You won't even recognize it because you're not paying attention. So you gotta be on point with those type of things. So watch people's movements, watch how they moving. Like they moving funny, they walking around slow, staring at you constantly, or they might just be, you just like, I don't know, hey, you moving funny now. Hey, if you like in a little situation, like you're in a building, whatever, or you may be at a party or something, in the setting, get up out of there, But like, yeah. Another one, you wanna, don't be a tough guy as well. Don't be a tough guy. This is one of the worst things that happens to people like out here in the streets. You might be in a public setting, you might be at a bar, or party, whatever. You gonna have people that want to be tough guys, and a lot of those times a tough guy might end up getting killed. It's unfortunate, but a lot of tough guys, be getting killed or getting severely injured because they don't have enough street smarts to be like, or some motherfuckers just don't care. Some motherfuckers just don't give a fuck. They don't care about that, about dying or being severe. They just got that. That's who they are. But like, if that's not you, don't be a tough guy. If you could de-escalate the situation. Don't somebody say some words to you, whatever. Don't try to be macho, try to go back and forth and stuff. Now y'all both routed up and stuff. Now y'all get to fighting, and then somebody, who might get too angry. Somebody might grab a weapon. Now one of y'all might be going to the hospital or to the grave, and one of y'all going to prison, So like, it's just, don't try to be a tough guy. Do not do it. De-escalate the situation if you can. But if you cannot de-escalate the situation and you have to defend yourself, then you take it there. You take it there. If you have no choice but to defend yourself in a situation, if you try to de-escalate the situation and it still doesn't work, you have to defend yourself. I mean, if you have to, hey, we gonna rock out. Then it's gonna have to be that type of situation. Somebody going to jail, somebody going to the grave, or it might just be a good fight, But always de-escalate the situation, or just ignore the motherfucker. They say some fuck shit to you. Just hey, that's not me. You can't be talking to me. Like I said, I made a video. I got called out my name at work. I could have easily just went up to him. I could have easily just, I just easily could have punched him in his shit. But what would that have done for me? because he said a word. If that's not who if that's not who I am, I know who I am. You know, you call me out my name, cool. You know, I'm too chill for that shit. Like, you know, it's just some words. But a lot of people want to be tough guys. Somebody say a word to them, they all butthurt because that's what they think of themselves. I only feel like if you get mad what somebody say about you, but you think it's not true, but you still get mad what that person said about you, that means you believe it's true about yourself in some type of way. I know it wasn't true about me, so I just like this. You know, you ain't talking to me. But yeah, don't be a tough guy, man. Like, shoot, like even if you know how to fight, man, if you know how to defend yourself, don't be a tough guy. Just relax, man, because you know everybody don't use hands for one. A lot of people shoot, stab, whatever. You know, motherfuckers. You know, ain't no rules out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So don't be a tough guy. You know, if you want to de-escalate the situation if possible. If you can't, like I said, the last resort, defend yourself, rock out, and take it to the furthest extent. Do what you gotta do to get home. You know, but to avoid those type of situations, don't go in those type of environments. Don't go to the club. Don't go to them parties. Don't go nowhere where there's a bunch of fucking crash dummies. Don't go there. Stay your ass at home. Go to the park or something. Look at the trees. Look at the skies, man. Look at the birds. Look at the birds flying. You know, look at nature, man. Look at nature. And you still gotta be on point out there too. You never know. You gotta still be every 2-3 seconds. You never know out there. You hear me? So. And then like another one, but the reason why I have so much, like I have, like where I learned to be alert, I learned that at the age of 7 years old, because at my old apartment complex I lived at, you know, my parents, they had me take out the trash, and the trash was all the way at the end of the parking lot, right? So every time I take out the trash, I notice it be a man. It's a grown ass man. Like, I don't know, bro. This motherfucker look crazy as shit. I was scared as a motherfucker of him. But like every time I come and take the trash out, he would like walk behind me. Like, he'll wait a couple seconds, and I notice he be walking behind me and shit. Like, and then I'm a kid, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I think he's trying to kidnap me. I think to this day he was trying to kidnap me. To this day, I believe he was trying to kidnap me, whatever, but it never happened, because every time, like, he'll get a little close to me, somebody will come out at their door and stand on that porch, and then he'll just walk right past me. I mean, every single time, like, so I know he was trying to do something to me, but that's where I learned to really watch my surroundings. I'm like, bro, ever since then, I've always been aware of everything as a kid. Like, I always notice everything, because just off that one situation alone, you'd be like, every time I take out the trash, he'll be right behind me. So I'm like, you know, cause I'm like, dang, I already calculated. I was like, if he get right here, I'm taking off. I'm climbing up that tree right there. Cause I used to climb trees and shit when I was a kid. I used to be climbing trees, jumping off on trees. I ain't never broke my leg though, but I was doing all the crazy shit as a kid, man. I thought I was Spider-Man up in that bitch, but you know, like, yeah, I was climbing, I was gonna run, climb the tree. Hopefully he wasn't gonna catch my ass, you know. Cause I was a runner, so I was fast and stuff, but like, yeah. But every time he almost got to that point, somebody would come out and they would be right on that porch and he'll walk right past me. So it was God protecting me, because like I know he was trying to, like, I wholeheartedly believe to this day he was trying to kidnap me as a kid. And my parents did not believe me, bro. Like, it's crazy, but my parents did not believe me, bro. Like, they did not believe me, bro. And I'm like, man, that shit crazy. But yeah, I still talk about it to this day to my mom. I'm like, it's crazy. She still kind of don't believe that man was following me like that. But because like nobody was watching me, they just told me to take out the trash and shit. But like, it was real deal, man, after me. I feel like I know that motherfucker's after me, bro, because it's just how it went every time. But yeah, man, that was today's video. It's a little longer video, but you know, yeah, this is you know, why men should have street smarts. You know how to have, like, what to do, be on point, staying alert, watching your surroundings, watching everybody, you know. So yeah, late night video. Hope everyone enjoys. I know y'all gonna enjoy this video. You you know. So yeah, everybody have a great night. Out.